Hello, baby gangsters. This is Calvin, also known as Homer, and this is Disco Elysium. And we said we were going to talk to this guy last time as well. So let's go click on this guy and have a little chat with our buddy over here. Good old buddy, good old pal. Oh, maybe this is someone that we don't actually have to talk to. Okay. What about this guy over here? A sleeping dock where a man is sleeping on the table wearing a mud-caked boots and rolled down overalls. The back of his shirt wields Wild Pines. So he's working for Wild Pines, okay?
On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine.
So wake him up or pick up the pills? I'm worried, like, I think wake him up is probably the better idea. But, because I don't know how, Kim would think if he just, like, woke him up, like, you know, really, or if he picked up the pills, you know what I mean?
There is only one way to wake this bone idol from his slumber. Roar like a hurricane. Rip the buildings from the
I don't want to do that. Wake up. This is the order. I am the law.
Why the yelling man?
You're alive. You looked out there for long for the count there. I just wanted to see what would happen if I yelled. I need you to answer some questions right now. Let's just do this.
Really? You woke me up for that?
Indeed.
Fine. What is it, officer?
Officer.
Officer, even after a rude awakening, this dock worker respects the police.
Is it respect?
More than they usually do.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, again, it's a nicer thing than what Kuno says, I guess, as well. So, see anything interesting in your dreams?
Thank God, no.
What is a fathomless, was it a fathomless darkness into the which we ought to be deferred, like corpses to a mausoleum? Was it a pure nothing, your conscience is no larger than a single grain of malt? Tell me, was it a bliss of free X something? I guess we could say this.
The worker stares at you.
Yeah, he's probably like, what the hell are you talking about? I mean, I am
A
too.
web of wrinkles covers his tanned forehead.
I don't know what you're talking about, kind sir. But when I'm out, then I'm really out. No corpses. No mausoleums. Just quality.
Okay. So he doesn't remember his dreams and stuff as well, which is fine too, you know? Like, sometimes you just need some shut-eye, don't you?
A little me time in the abyssal pelagic zone. You can never return to it now. Only detective work remains. Wakefulness and detection.
Tell me about Wild Pines. Point to the writing on his overalls. Why are you sleeping here while others are out striking? Oh yeah, we can let's talk about Wild Pines.
That's the name of my employer. I work in logistics.
And what is
He
logistics?
doesn't sound too enthusiastic about this.
I know what logistics are, but like in terms of the Wild Pines, how's that going?
How's it going?
The doctor let out a yawn and stares. The cafeteria chair stores some fingerprints glisten on the glass.
Haven't you noticed what's going on outside?
Of course, it's Tolematos. I'm not sure what you mean. Yeah, we that's the best answer,
Good.
right?
Then you understand the gist of it. We would all be better off without the employers and their employment.
So he's definitely on the side of the union worker, I guess.
For
I guess he would be.
I could get some goddamn shut-eye.
Why are you
Right
sleeping
to
here?
sleep,
Sorry.
I say.
He rubs his eyes and lets his head fall back on the table. I feel bad waking him up, but why are you sleeping here while the others are out striking?
They got it. Measurehead's got it.
Oh, wow.
He's guarding the gate. I'm just getting some sleep.
Measurehead was that
Otherwise-
awful guy who we were talking to up on top of the gate.
The way he says measurehead implies ultimate trust in this head reckoner's physical prowess.
100%. It sounds like it's a concept rather than the person, right? Who's behind organizing the strike?
We are. The workers. The union. We know what we need. What's right for us.
You mean there's no leader?
Okay. I guess there's also Everard.
Everard.
He's in charge of the union. He's smart. Knows how to negotiate. He's got our back.
So Everard is the one who's like they see as like their de facto leader. Okay, and what about the dead body in the yard?
Yeah. What about it?
You seem cool with it. Do you have any do you have many of those hanging from the trees here? I'm just trying to find out what you know about it.
You know, people die here every day. Someone's found in a ditch, another one falls in a manhole, a third one gets eaten by stray dogs.
He respites.
If someone has decided to die on top of a tree, then how is it my concern?
Someone has to look into it. Looks like I'm that someone. Tell me what you know.
I can tell you this. Trouble's
Oh my
ahead.
god. Like an omen?
You have a pretty solid feeling that the man's not just mouthing off. He's strong, but even he has reasons to be
So
cautious.
we're looking at him as someone who is like who, you know, isn't just this some guy who's like afraid to usually be afraid of this stuff, but the fact that he is afraid of this shows that there is like some sort of like trouble. Let's ask him what trouble.
You heard what I said.
This trouble is
Draw
scary.
your own conclusions. That's all I know. And I prefer to keep it
So
this way.
relating to the body itself, he says, someone decided to die on the tree. How's it my concern? And he says, tell me what you know. And he says, all I can tell you is that there is trouble coming.
The lieutenant gives you a little nod, then makes a note in his blue notebook.
Okay.
So Union people think he was a killer, he thinks. Even sleepy hair. This doesn't help
Yeah.
a lot, but it's
So-
something. Good work, detective.
Yeah, and this is what he said. Where is it here? Where is it here? The dock worker. Someone found in the ditch in Earl Falls, the manhole. The third one gets eaten by stray dogs. So he said that he's a. He said he's a. Union people think he was a killer. He thinks even sleepy here. This doesn't help a lot, but something's good work. Maybe I just like my brain skipped a second here. I can tell you this: trouble's ahead. Someone's found in the ditch and falls in manhole. The third one gets eaten by stray dogs. Used bites. If someone had decided to die on top of a tree, then how is it my concern? Oh wait. So Union people think he was a killer. Are they saying he ended his own life, or? Because I don't think he's directly saying that he is a murderer, right? Maybe I'm just missing what's happening here as well. I'm not going to ask him about his bottle. If that's his business.
Doesn't answer. His head is already back down on the table.
Yeah. Honestly, like, it is one of those things where I don't want to pester him too much about this stuff, because I feel like it's like a bit like, you know, as you said, we're trying to like play this a bit more realistically in what I would want to portray in this world. Not always, of course. We're gonna have to, you know, do some, you know, as we said last time, we're gonna have to do some cop stuff. I do want to note something before the playthrough goes any further, and I know this is gonna be like a very, like, you know, scary and worrying thing for some people. Even with, and I'll show you here as well, I put on streamer mode. When I put on streamer mode, it's got more copyright claims than I've ever gotten in a playthrough. There was like 3 different copyright claims for the video, and apparently streamer mode just doesn't like actually work, unfortunately. This is Calvin for the future. Just wanted to say something really quickly here as well, just to explain things a little bit further. It's one of those situations that since every episode is getting claimed, I'm going to see if this episode doesn't get claimed, but it's like one of those things to see if every episode gets claimed. That I can't always like take a hit on such a long series. Usually I can take, like, someone might bring up like Life is Strange. Life is Strange is like usually like a 8 or 9 part series, sometimes less. So like say out of 9 episodes, you have like 5 episodes to get like copyright claimed. And you can kind of take the hit on that, because not only did, like, you know, it do like really, really well, but it also was one of those things where I knew like it was going to be very short, so I could like take the hit on it. It's one of those things where with Disco Elysium, it's very long. It would take a very long time to go through it, and it would be just me, you know, taking kind of like the hit for a very long time. And it's an awful thing to say because, like, you know, that's the kind of nasty part of it. And I know this time slot's been topsy-turvy. I have had a plan, and I still have a plan to change this time slot entirely, and it's actually really exciting. The idea I have is going to be so fun, and I'm so excited to do it. But it was like going to be a thing where like we were going to play Disco Elysium and then kind of like insert the time slot afterwards. But it might be a thing where we move it up to like, you know, much sooner, and we talk about that very soon. I actually think it's going to be a very, very fun thing. So I do apologize if this is just kind of like a doomed series. I know this time slot has been so topsy-turvy ever since we finished Inscription, but is one of those things where I definitely do want to like make sure I get it back on track very, very soon. And yeah, I just thought I'd explain like kind of the ins and outs of there, because I want to make it clear as well when I say like, you know, Life is Strange like blew up and, you know, this didn't. I'm not entitled to anyone's viewership. I want to make that clear. This isn't a thing where I'm entitled to anything. You guys did nothing wrong. There's no like thing where I think I deserve viewerships. I'm just like mentioning this here, so it's like known. I know it's kind of a bummer, but it's just the way things kind of go as well. It's a great game, and maybe like down the line we can find a way to do something like that as well. But like I say, it's very difficult, very difficult. It's really interesting what's happening here as well. I don't understand, and I think it's just like they never like fixed the streamer mode, which again makes sense because the streamer mode it only affects like 0. like something percent of people, like 0.3% of people who actually stream the game, because the majority of people play this game or just people play it at home. You know, they can't just cater to like, you know, us all the time. So I'm not going to sit here being like, what the hell? But I'm just saying, like, you know, if all of a sudden you see the schedule change and the change I'm doing to this time slot in general happens sooner rather than later, that's just what happened here. I know it's been such a tumultuous time for this time slot, but just to let you guys know, just so you don't feel like you're out in the lurch as well, because I know it's this time slot has been like a yo-yo. It's been like back and forth, like what are we doing for the past like few weeks? But yeah, I'm just letting you guys know. So we did we do this? Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to get to... is it the book as well? So here's all the quests, the tasks we have, which is really interesting. So find out who is in the Union box. Guards told you some unruly Union men gathered in the mess hall. Okay, we have the jam mystery. Someone's using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients into drug into Revachol. Joy says there's 3 drivers at the intersection. We can do that as well. Inspect the victim's body. Find more money to pay rent for Garrett. We have to try and do that as well. We only have like $4. Track your badge. We have to do that as well. Who put clothes in the trash? Ask Kuno if he knows anything about the victim's clothes. Who else is unauthorized access to the Verlin trash? Find this person, and you'll know who tampered with the scene. It may take a while. Read your ledger named case. Joyce's info on the lynching. Who made the call reporting the crime? Call Sylvie using Kim's shortwave to ask whether she made the call. We could do that. Sing karaoke. Get a reality lowdown. You have no idea who you are. Alina encouraged you to ask others to explain the world in greater detail. Perhaps you try rich person. Rich persons are educated. Read the watermarks. Get in front of the kinema's headlights to read the Halausian watermarks in your ledger. Smoke around the balcony. We have to go there at 9 o'clock tomorrow and track down your gun. There's actually like a really great way of showing you what we can do here. So I think that what we could do, first of all, is like get on the shortwave radio, first of all, and then we can maybe investigate the lorries a bit as well. Because again, it is our job. Like, why, like, I'm kind of like, you know, maybe, I don't know if I do give off like a certain vibe or whatever when it comes to anything as well. But I do know that, like, for me, it's like, I'm like, we're not here for that. But technically, like, as police officers, we kind of have to be here for like that type of stuff as well. Because, you know, smuggling stuff into a city like that can cause a lot of damage.
A radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Pick up the radio again.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
I need you to connect me to a civilian, Sylvie. She may have reported a murder.
Of course. What is the number, officer?
Kim, didn't Garrett give you Sylvie's number?
Yes, hold on. Her number is 005 1944 298.
Received. Hold on, officer.
This is so interesting how like something so, like this is a choice to do this, right? Like I think some stuff probably will be mandatory, but this is obviously like a choice as well, which I always find so interesting about this game is that like I'm guessing like you probably wouldn't even have to do some of this stuff, right? Slapping and marching rhythm on your thighs. Wait patiently.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi slowly begins to tap a little rhythm with his right foot. Quite a lot of time has passed.
Very subtle, polite way of showing that you're kind of like, you know, waiting for something to change as well. I'm patient, right? I'm a very patient person when it comes to like waiting for stuff, but I'm also someone who like if something has a set time, that's when I become impatient. Like for example, one of the things like let's say like I used to like do like say we get-togethers with people and they'd be like, oh, let's meet here, right? And we'd be much younger, of course, and it's like, let's meet here, and people would be like, someone would say like, let's meet at like 9 p.m. And you're like, okay, cool, 9 p.m. I'll be there at 9 p.m. I get there like 5 to 9, right? Because I'm like, okay, I'm here. There's always a chance someone's home early. And then like the friend will show up at like 9:15 or something. And for me, it was always like one of those things where like, it's not a big deal. I would never be like, what the frick, dude? But like, it was always like the thing, because sometimes they show up at 9, sometimes they show up at 9. But like, I'm the type of person that like, if you tell me a certain time to show up at, please. You know what I mean? I think you guys would agree too. It's like, it's the same thing when like, one of the worst things is when someone goes, hey dude, like, haven't seen you in a while. Do you want to go have a cup of tea or something? And I'd be like, yeah, do you want to come around to mine for a cup of tea at like 12 p.m. on 12 a.m. on 12 p.m. on Saturday? It's a cool deal. I'll be there. And my plans are, okay, by 2 p.m. we'll have our tea, we'll have our chat, we'll have our hangout. I can get back to doing the other stuff I need to do. So if they're like, don't show up till like 1 p.m., like there's a little part of me that's just like, dude, I made the time for a reason, you know? Sorry for getting on a tangent, but I think you guys would agree with that, right? It's like, I don't mind waiting for people. I'm not going to be angry or like really aggressive of people. If it goes into like disrespectful territory, I feel like then that's when you should say something. But I'm also like one of those people like, if you make a time, please stick to it. Unless there's something that happened, of course.
Officer, I have Sylvie Malaika on the line for you.
Thank you so much, Alice.
Yes, hello?
Love your hair. A female voice greets you through a static. It sounds like she's a million miles away from here. Hello, this is the police calling. I have a question for you about your last day's work. Sylvia, I believe we met before. This is me for, let's just say this.
Oh, right. Hello, officer. What can I do for you?
She recognized your voice almost immediately. Okay, so we made an impression.
You can hear resentment in her tone. She's not thrilled to be talking to you again.
I mean, again, I'm 100% supportive of this resentment. Resent us. You know what I mean? We are resentable, you know?
There is no resentment in her tone. She wants you to ask her out. No question about it.
Am I right in saying that this type of part of our brain is the part of our brain that like is like, it's like that, you know, like when you like people's brains play tricks on them where they're like, you know, no, dude, she likes me. She liked, you know, that part, you know, like, I've never been like that where like, you know, it's like, well, no, I think like there's always like a percentage in your brain, like, especially like maybe when I was a teenager where you're like, does this person like me? Does she like me? Does he like me? And there's that feeling of like, is it like this you know what I mean? It's like that subtlety where it's like, do they? And like, you know, does this dude like me? And I feel like it is one of those things where like, you know, sometimes your brain will play a trick on you to think this, but I think this is way more, this is different, right? This is him getting like no hints whatsoever, but then being like, dude, she wants me to ask her out, you know? Yeah, there's no resentment tone. You quit your job with the Whirling Rags. Was you called the police? Have you seen my badge? Have you seen my gun? Do you know why people ended up behind the Whirling? Do you want to grab a cup of coffee with me sometime? Let's ask about, was you called the police?
No, not me.
But why didn't you call? Didn't the courts behind your workplace bother you?
What? Of course it bothered me. But I thought the union already knew about the courts.
So you thought the union was going to deal with it?
No one calls the police. The union would get angry.
Oh, the union doesn't want police intervention whatsoever. Which again, you could say that in some social situations, the union not liking police officers is a completely accurate thing as well, because again, police officers can be that person. As I said last time, even the guy who's a professional protester, police officers can be the people that like shut down the protests or the unions, or not unions, but like action, right? But in this case, because of what we heard already about like, you know, the drug stuff and like maybe the kind of like the stalling and the stealing of money and the embezzling, it kind of sounds like they just don't want police there to do this type of intervention into their actions. What do you mean by that?
You know, what the union says goes. People listen to them and they take care of their own, which is like everyone here.
We do get the energy here, by the way, that this place is like a self-governed location where everyone kind of like either looks out for each other or like, you know, even the people that hate each other kind of like, you know, will look out for each other, and to the point that like when we were talking to the guy with the cigarette, everyone was looking out the window kind of like, he better not be snitching, right? And then we met the lady there who was doing the painting over there as well. She didn't like Messier because Messier was an outsider. It wasn't a situation where Messier was like this person that like, you know, she you know, all of a sudden she just didn't accept the creed of looking after her own. But yeah, we got that vibe. But also here's, it seems like the union are like their own type of like governing force, which for me personally, self-governance has been a thing throughout history. But I think that one of the things you always have to be very weary of when it comes to like this type, again, for me, it's like one of those things like people are going to say, well, Calvin, like, you know, the government like is corrupt a lot of times, and like people in government are corrupt. Yes, you're 100% correct. You are accurate. You are factually correct. 100%. But it's one of those situations where like, I'm not saying either or is like the best thing in the world. If the union, right, was like completely morally justified and they were so good and they took care of everybody and they made sure everything was on the up and up, and they fed everybody and they clothed everybody and they made sure there was repairs done and they like put all their money back into the town, you'd be like, hell yeah, right? But we're very weary of that actually happening. It's one of those things where like that would be miles better than an actual like governing body who does nothing, right? Who has to go through like millions of miles of red tape. If they were able to like connect donations to everyone in the town like a tax and put it directly back into town, that's a good thing, right? But obviously we were weird when we hear like, you know, what when she says, you know, what the union says goes, right?
Garbage.
I am the authority around here. Looks like there's a limit to my authority. And tell me why exactly did you let a corpse hang in your own backyard? Weeks is ahead of calling us. I see. Maybe there's something else you can tell me about. Let's try this again.
I didn't want to get in trouble with the others.
And that makes I believe you. I actually believe Sylvie 100% with this.
Push her further. Show her the error of her ways.
I think we got we got it.
Don't push her. It sounds as if she's about to
No,
cry.
I think we got it. Can we say what others? No. The reason I'm backing off here is because we got the information we need out of this. The whole thing of like you ignore the law again. Yes, and everyone in this town is gonna do that. We have to come to terms with that. Like people are gonna not be favorable towards the police officers here as well. The whole idea of what others, we probably know it's the union, right? We know it's the union.
You do? What else can I do for you?
We know it's the union. But why didn't you call? Do you know who made that call?
No, sorry. I don't. Not a lot of people have phones around here. Copper thieves take the wires.
Oh, for like resources as well. It's not good.
People don't have the money to have the cables put in again. They use the union's phone, or the one on the coast.
On the coast. So what's interesting there as well is that like, that also gives the union like another element of control. Like the fact that like, you know, basically all communication goes through their phone. You know what I mean? Or on the coast. It's interesting.
It was someone else. We'll find them sooner or later, officer. It just might take a while.
Sure. That's 100%. Yeah. Next question.
Yeah, go on.
We can ask why she quit her job. I'm not going to ask her about my badge and gun. Why she works there, I guess. We can ask her why she quit her job.
You mean why did I leave the bar? Honestly, I'm not really comfortable discussing it with you, sir.
Are you ever coming back to... All right, but you ever coming back? Just asking, you know, just asking for a friend. I'm only comfortable discussing with you, sir. We can ask why you're not comfortable.
Let's just say I left because I needed to get away from someone.
Who do you need to get away from? And here's the thing, I'm worried about asking this because again, this is one of those situations where I don't want to push her too much, but also if someone was being awful to her, I'd like to know. But it's clear she doesn't trust us enough to deal with that stuff. So again, this is one of those situations where like, I think the right thing to do, let's say if it's something violent, as someone being awful, as someone being pushy, I definitely would like to deal with that. But it's very clear that she doesn't trust the police enough to like deal with that, because that's not what this place is, right? But that means the whole thing of like the union, or like, if that's what the case is, like someone she had to get away from and the union didn't sort it, that means like the union whole thing, like being the authority here, doesn't work out that well. I'll ask this question. I know people are gonna be like, you're being pushy. If she doesn't want to answer this, we know that she doesn't want to answer it. But then again, she already said she's not comfortable discussing with us. But I'm worried that this means that there's someone here that's bad as well. Look, if she says,
you know who?
You think you hear a sliver of accusation in her words.
Okay. So someone...
Don't be paranoid. She's obviously talking about someone else, not you.
Yep. I won't be pushing this. Does she mean someone who works somewhere else? Again, I know like one of those things is like I was pushy with that there, but as soon as we're backing off now, 110%. And it's one of those situations that I think that as like... Would you guys agree that like if in a perfect world a police officer would aim to not be pushy but ask like who did this? Let me know and I will sort this out, I promise you. And that's kind of the energy I was trying to give, but like it seems as well like, you know, it's very clear here that she's like, I don't trust you. I do not trust you, and we're gonna back off from that 100%.
Maybe, I don't know. I just know I have to take some time off right now.
Whatever you need to do, but like if something's awful, like please let us know. We can ask if she's in your badge.
Yes, I know who you are.
No.
You're a police officer.
No.
The law.
No, I didn't mean that. My badge is missing. Have you seen it anywhere?
Oh, no, I haven't.
No apologies.
Sorry.
No apologies. We're the one questioning you over the phone right now.
Real policemen have uniforms too, by the way. Where's yours?
Kim doesn't have a uniform. He seems real to me.
He's in plain clothes, voluntarily. It's different from not knowing where your uniform
Our mind's always
is.
trying to make us feel bad about ourselves, isn't it? It's definitely always trying to make us feel bad about ourselves.
There are officers who wear the signature Perseus black uniforms to the highest ranks in the RCM and end up buried in them as well. Others do it more casually. Looks like you're one of them.
Do you know how my paperwork ended up in the trash container behind the whirling?
Well, you tried to jam it down the toilet.
Are you
sir,
serious?
clogging it completely.
Oh, dude.
After I had unclogged the toilet and retrieved the paperwork, I threw it out in the
That's
trash,
fair.
thinking you didn't
Jesus
need it.
Christ, that's so fair. What do we put this gal through in this whole place through, man?
I am sorry about that. Anything else, detective?
Don't be. Can I say do not be sorry about that whatsoever? Because that's our fault. Have you seen my gun?
Please, no. Not this again. Everyone saw your cool gun, detective.
Oh, I showed you my gun. When did it happen?
You were trying to impress some people with it. Everyone was eating, and
She stops hesitating, not sure if she should continue.
Sounds like it's going to be bad. Do you really want to
I
know?
mean, at this point, we need to face what we did, right? And what did I do?
you were waving it around in everyone's face, begging them to describe it.
Oh,
you said
man.
it calms you, and then you started making suicide jokes. It got pretty graphic.
Some poor sod was trying to eat his pudding while you were
That's
screaming,
awful.
spit flying,
That's so awful.
imitating the mercy shot right next to him. Spat some in his food. I don't think he touched it after.
So what's so awful about this as well is that, like, legitimately, this whole joke about, you know, ending his own life, I think with the state that our character's in, I think that 100%, it's one of those things where, like, if you've ever met someone who, like, is, like, a bit, and again, it's only rarely, right? And you have to, like, you know, be very, like, you know, attentive with that stuff as well. But it is kind of, I feel like it was less of a joke and more of, like, one of those things where, like, a coping thing where it's like, I'll do it, you know, that type of thing. Because they know they have those feelings probably deep down, but they don't want to, like, face them fully. That's really harsh.
People tried to back away from you, or even
That's really
slip out
harsh.
of the door, but you screamed, "I am the
Awful.
goddamned
Absolutely
Lord,
awful.
and you have to listen to me. You are all suspects in a murder investigation."
See, this is just, again, I want to make clear, it sounded like I was being, like, very sympathetic towards us, and that's, I'm just trying to get where our psyche is, right? But what we did here was absolutely just, like, a breach of all respectable, you know, morals. It's so bad what we just did here. Intimidating people like this. No wonder they hate us even more than they could as well. Okay, I don't know what to say. Why would I threaten to kill myself? I mean, look at this. No.
Me neither.
I'm so sorry.
No idea. All I know is next you were waving around money instead, saying things like big guns cannot
Oh,
lie.
man.
Guns can't buy money, but money can always buy guns.
Jesus freaking Christ.
It almost looked like you pawned it. But believe me, I did not ask.
Is there a pawn shop around here? Thank you so much, Sylvia. I'm so sorry for putting you through this again.
I do hope so. Please, don't call me again. Bye.
Yes, you have obviously done something to upset her
Yeah, we know.
at the Whirling in Rags, when she was still working there.
We know why she's mad at us, right?
I'm not mad. It's just you were so drunk and so emotional all the time, and then the skua thing happened.
The skua
Just
thing?
made me want to quit.
So it was us. Oh my god! All this time I was thinking that maybe all this that sent a shiver across my body and made me feel very, like, sick. We're the reason that she wanted to quit. Oh no, maybe it's not us. Maybe it's the skua thing's a different thing.
The stuffed bird, the great skua.
No, it is us.
You
It is
threw
us.
against the wall while screaming "fuck that bird" and laughing like a maniac.
Our actions were so bad that we made this girl quit her freaking job.
I think you said it had been giving you shit ever since you got there. It was a pretty bird, there since I started working in whirling. I really liked her.
Oh.
We call her Scotty.
Why do I end up always screwing everything up? And then she talks about she liked the bird too. Jesus Christ, dude. Because this whole time I was thinking, like, maybe, like, with someone, like, at the pub that made her feel awful and we can do something about it. Maybe we can try and do something about it. But the realization always, like, it always draws you back into the story where it's like, we are an awful person. And the stuff we did in our alcoholic rage is horrible. And I'm sitting here just feeling like nearly wanting to cry that we could make anyone feel this way.
There's genuine sadness in her voice.
So you're telling me I was the one who made you want to quit?
Yes, obviously. You were the worst client I've ever seen. And I have seen so many assholes in this place.
Oh, this feels so bad. And that's the whole point. The game isn't supposed to make you feel good, is it?
I've had sailors fighting, union guys grabbing my ass, kids stealing booze. Once a guy was glued to the karaoke machine every night for 2 months. But you...
Is he going to say something different from the gun thing?
Well, you were worse than all of them. Honestly, you were getting
Yeah, no, we were awful.
aggressive.
And I hope you guys understand why I'm like, I know this, actually, no, making a recount this is actually not great. I think it's merging with the other thing I want to do here, which is like, I think we should face the bad actions that we did. I think we should be chewed out, right? But also making something that clearly traumatized her, like repeat herself. I might back off now after this, because again, it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's 100% so important for someone who is, having an addiction to understand how they negatively affected the world. It's 100% important for someone who has actions like this to understand. To get better, you need to understand how you've affected other people. You need to.
Even about little things like not turning down the volume at 3 a.m. I even liked one of those songs you kept listening to.
Oh my God.
No more. I hate it now.
That's such a very simple way of showing like how much of effect we have on people. We were so awful and so bad that a song that she liked no longer means anything to her.
We Go On by the O.O. I can't listen to it anymore. You've turned it into a parody.
That's so bad. And it's something so simple, but it's like, yeah, sorry about the song.
To hell with that song.
Yeah, no, I'm so sorry. And sorry isn't going to fix anything.
Then there was your room. Your project. An experiment to see how bad it can get
And again,
in there.
this is making me feel sick. It's making me feel horrible. It's making me feel my skin crawl. But it's like, as I said, it's one of those things where we have to face the negative impact we had on this world, right? We have to.
I tried to send the cleaner, but you wouldn't let me. Threatened to make me
This is
understand.
no, Jesus
I
Christ.
had no idea what you meant, and I don't want to know.
We're scum.
And then scream something about how you're a piece of shit human being, and why does anyone even let you work as a policeman? That you'd fire yourself, but you can't even do that.
Don't say anything else, but I'm sorry.
And then I had to deal with your toilet. The one you clogged with police documents, causing water damage downstairs in the kitchen.
Dear Lord. Again, it's like, I know our character's a scumbag. I know they are, but Jesus freaking Christ, saying to and not just, again, I'm saying I'll say it to a woman, right? I'll make you understand. It's violence. You're threatening violence. Let's be real here. Like what it is. And someone might say, well, it's like, no, it's bad to threaten violence. Yes, it is bad to threaten violence anyway. But you're talking about this freaking 6-foot dude and this lady who's just doing her freaking job, And before anyone says as well, it's like, Calvin, you say, because I know someone's going, well, you're saying women are weak. No, man, every woman I know in my life can beat the living hell out of me, if they wanted to. Every single woman I know in my life could beat me in a fight. I'm saying that right now, 110%. Every single woman I know. But it's not about that. It's about the vulnerabilities of women living in the world and having to deal with stuff like this as well. It's horrible.
I won't even mention you waving your gun around, harassing customers, threatening to sing karaoke, threatening to kill
Absolutely
yourself.
abhorrent. No, yeah, people have a right to hate us, even more so. I wasn't a good tenant.
No, you really weren't. You were simply the worst.
I'm truly sorry for everything, Sylvie.
God, I knew I shouldn't have brought it up. Just try not
Yeah,
to
we'll leave.
call
We'll
me
leave.
again.
Well, I'm so
Let's
sorry.
pretend it never happened.
Thank you.
You hear a sigh of relief
Jesus,
from the
dude.
other end of the radio. Wordless, the call breaks. Then, the already familiar voice.
Anything else I can help you with, officer?
No, Alice, thank you.
57's over and out.
Her voice disappears into the void.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers.
That was rough to listen to. Because I think, first of all, I think it's important that we understood exactly what we did and not shy away from what we did, because what we did was really, really bad. It was abhorrent. It was downright evil, what we did. It made someone's life so bad that, like, we changed the course of their life. We made this woman want to quit her job and not return, to the point that when she hears our voice, she curdles. She winces. We've caused irreparable trauma to this woman. And it's very, and I don't mean to be like, you know, because I'm tearing up a little bit, just because it's like, it's one of those things that just like, it's making me feel so sick, right? It's important that we face this and understand like what we did. But it's also a situation, as I'm playing this too, that like, I can't help but like having like there's like a 5% regret in here, just because I'm like, this feeling feels so bad, but we needed to talk about this. But again, I also feel terrible because then we made Sylvie, she probably was trying to recover from this, and then she had to repeat everything, and you could tell it was like a waterfall. It was like a flood. Once the floodgates opened, she ripped into us. She was already 100% so upset with us. We are horrible.
Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your Copo type.
What's the Copo type?
Yes. Guess what's yours?
I'm sorry you had to monitor me.
Okay, just for the length of this short demonstration, please say something that isn't, I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Guess.
Sorry,
What is
cop?
it?
I'm sorry, I'm not sure. A cool cop?
No, you're the sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then,
Sure.
shall we? Huge lack of enthusiasm going on in here. Of course you are. It's okay. See if you can get something out of this, like info. Or maybe every time you say you're sorry, you get $1 million.
So this is an, you can like eternalize stuff. Oh, and you get like, it's like skill points. That's interesting. That's very, so what did it give there as well? Let's rewind. Trace your drunken steps back home, jump across the raised channel, bridge, soft the weather here, fall over, get up, get off the asphalt, 20 minutes. Shuffle your feet through the courtyard, scaring little children, go onto the great raised motor track until you reach domain eminent north Jamrock. The streets are frozen in time of year, caked with ice. Walk down the main to Perdition. There's a side alley there and your footprints are in the mud. Is this trying to give us an indication of something here? Oh, we can eternalize this stuff as well? We can eternalize all this stuff. Temporary research bonus, time 30 minutes. Wait, should we have this on right now or should we change it? I'm not sure exactly how these work. If I'm being real. Maybe we can like do like, hold on a second here, because if we maybe, there's a lot of stuff here, right? There's a lot of stuff here. Like a whole hell of a lot of stuff here. How do I get over to her? Can you look over there? Why can't I go over here? Well, we haven't unlocked these. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if these are stuff, because it seemed like that was temporary, but we checked it out in a bit as well to see what we can equip there and all that stuff too. It seems like it was... temporary research bonus, and then there's also 1+ encyclopedia, and it rains. It's timed. So I wonder if we should use these for like specific things. It seems like it's timed. Maybe I'm wrong with that as well. But yeah, that was one of the toughest conversations, but I feel like it was needed for us, but unfortunately it was definitely not needed for Sylvie, so I still feel very terrible about this as well. Hello, gentlemen.
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape.
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup.
Oh, God.
Please, let's just try to enjoy the game, all right?
The other one is eating a big sandwich. So a fork in a world of soup is someone who has a utensil, but it's not the right utensil, I guess, for the world. So they're like, their attempts at, like, you know, navigating the world are failing, I suppose, is the way you look at it.
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my
He's fallen through their
concentration.
grasp.
You're old. I can see that. We're both old. Now stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
Oh, my God.
These manly men are playing balls.
Balls?
This is a ball game. Grab a ball and play it. Don't ask questions. Shoot first. Ask questions never.
I know, like, I'm trying to play, like, proper cop here for myself, but, like, this is, like, the funniest thing I've ever seen. The fact that we pick up a ball and go, ball time, I kind of want to do it.
That's the spirit. Don't even waste your breath asking about the game. They
Wait,
wouldn't know anyway. They're way past their
do you think
prime.
we... Oh, no, we're going to ruin their game, then now I feel bad. But, like, we could do a good check here, right? Show us how it's done. What if we, like... Oh, I don't know, man. I just think this would be, like, again, as I said, I'm trying to play this, like, where, like, I don't want to, like, pick any answers I don't want to do. But for me, it's like, this is, like, the funniest thing I've ever seen. It's ball time. Sure, let's try it once. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. And we failed?
This felt wrong. Wrong like
Oh.
touching your sister's breast. You threw your
That's such a-
sister's breast.
Horrid way to describe why something would feel very, like, wrong to, like, you know, interact with.
Mon Dieu! Good job, officer. That was an excellent throw.
Thank you.
There are no two more harmful words an athlete can hear than good job.
Oh my god.
And this was downright embarrassing.
The throw was terrible, and you know, no need to mock me again. He was being sarcastic, and again, I think that actually is true when someone says, good job, you know? Oftentimes when someone does a really good job in, like, their work, you'll know right away as an athlete, will know if the coach believes you did a good job. I thought something way more spectacular would happen.
What are you talking about? You just executed a pretty much perfect pétanque throw.
Wait, really? Are you serious? I like your mustache.
With a pinch of fear.
Oh, he doesn't want to... So he's admiration, but he's a bit of, like... You know, I don't want to upset you.
How are you ever going to get the officer's shit off your nose?
Yeah, that's so
Or
bad.
even climb out of his ass?
Perfect throw, well, I still feel defeated. That's just how that's just how Johnny Ball game is. Extraordinary. I was going for something cool, but I was screwed up like always.
The man in the uniform says nothing. His gaze is fixed on the horizon.
So, Gaston was sucking up to us. That's what we can get to ascertain from this as well.
His merry partner is staring at the ground like he's trying to see right through to the other side.
He's not looking at us.
The lieutenant is looking at you. His face is expressionless.
Do you know anything about the man hanged in the back of the Whirling Rags?
Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement. But this affair has passed me by completely.
And most of the locals?
In Martinez, the union is the law. So can you really blame them?
I mean, that is, we heard that before already, that the union is the law, but you don't have any problem, you don't have a problem with cops?
Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets.
So he has a little bit more respect for the police. So again, you don't know anything?
If I knew, I would not be afraid to tell you. I simply don't. I'm an old man, not a coward. The daily business of the riffraff no longer concerns me.
This is a man with a lot of past, but little present, and almost
Interesting
no
description.
future.
So he has a lot that he's done, not much that he's doing right now, and he doesn't see anything like that he has going forward. Thank you. Thank you so much. Unless we can talk to you about it, specifically?
I have really outdone myself.
He takes a bite of
This
his
is
sandwich.
divine.
Yes, that's what you need, Gaston. More padding on that.
Leave
fat ass of
Gaston.
yours. I hope your heart gives out.
You're just jealous of Gaston's nice butt.
Honey, it's a little pleasures. Life doesn't need to be a struggle.
So this guy kind of being very charming amongst like and cheerful amongst this like very bitter location, right?
Hello, officer. How might I be of assistance on this fine day?
Tell me, what do you know about the dead man?
Let me think. I heard someone was hanged and left on a tree for a week. But that's all I know, really.
Really, you know absolutely nothing?
No, officers, I'm sorry. And I really would like to assist. You are both good guys. I can see that.
Then help them, you women. You have plenty of shoulder with the ghost caviar in the Union. Someone must know something.
That's so interesting because Renee is like also like, again like living up to what he said as well, because he said like I have no problem helping the police, and here he's kind of like, dude, you would know something, bro. You would.
I wish I could, but I just don't know anything.
His cheeks turn red.
I always keep my nose clean and don't gossip. Everyone knows and respects that.
Respect?
The old cabaret can't believe what he's hearing. Sounds like a bit like you're holding back.
I'm not even anyone.
Of course he's holding back. His mouth is so full of Union prick he can't even speak
So what
properly.
we're learning from Renee's perspective of Gaston, he's kind of a bit of a suck up. He's kind of someone who maybe goes through life kind of like being like very like cheerful and nice to every single person possible to get through life. Which again, look, in this crazy place, like I'm not gonna look down on him too much, you know what I mean? Unless he does something horrible.
Can I at least finish my fucking sentence before you piss on it? Is that okay, René?
His eyes are furious.
I'm not anyone important in the Union.
Ah.
I just know Evrard.
How do you know Everard?
Everyone in Martinez knows the Claire
Everard
brothers.
Claire.
I taught these boys human studies and history in the gymnasium.
Oh, so you're his teacher, okay.
What do you know about history?
Renee is not
You
letting
never
him
witnessed
breathe.
history, only heard about it years later when it had already moved on. You don't know history.
The old soldier mumbles something under his breath and turns to face the sea.
Renee's kind of, I don't know. He's kind of like a really strong character, right? I feel like he's like someone who like, it's not that he's like a perfectly morally good person. I'm not saying that we don't know him like that, but like, I feel like he's someone that like, you know, is going to be pretty straightforward with you.
Let's try not to get caught in a crossfire.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Lest we leave riddled with bullet holes, this animosity is ancient.
So, are you a union member?
Oh, in many ways, yes. Like an honorary member. I attend meetings and parties, help with little things. Evrard, Edgar, and the older debardeurs all know me.
In many ways, you're not an actual member?
Not in the technical sense. I don't have a vote or a membership card, but Evrard keeps me on the payroll. Just for the little
So what would be the little
Of
things?
course he's not a member. He's not a member of anything. I knew that. He's a vis-a-vis. Turns the way the wind blows and tries to look important.
Again, this is what is being said. He, you know, like this. He definitely 100%. You can tell that he sees him as kind of like a brown noser who just is going to, wherever is the most favorable for him at the moment.
I hate the socialist rabble, but even siding with them is better than living your entire life on the fence, never committing to anything. Pick a damn side already.
So what are the things you do for Everett? And again, I think it's like that thing. He's not angry about the fact that he supports the union. Renee's not angry about the fact that he supports the police. Renee is angry that he chooses who to support based on what is most favorable at the time. I think he sees Gaston as like a what's the word? It's like well, he used it like, I forgot what's the word for it. A fair weather friend or something like that. I forget the word we use here, but yeah, what are the things you do for Everett?
Writing work mostly. Occasionally, he needs something written, and I happen to have a way with words, people say. Oh, nothing official, I assure you. just essays for the newspapers. About Martinez and how things are and how they could be. Evrard and I have this long talks where...
So so are we talking about a possible propaganda in some ways? And it can be. I'm not saying it is propaganda, but I'm saying like it could be used for propaganda.
Well, he tells his little penman exactly what to say. It's commie propaganda, plain and simple. You should be ashamed of yourself.
And here's the thing, like, I'm not going to sit here and crap on the idea of, socialism and all this stuff. So, of course, Jesus Christ, now. It's one of those situations where, like, this is, like, not a... Clearly, Renee is obviously against the idea of, like, this communist ideals or whatever like this as well, and, like, maybe socialist ideals. But I think that, like, again, what Renee is more upset about is the idea that, like... And what I'm kind of thinking now as well, because now we're looking at the union, who, again, as I said, I've said a million times over, like, I support unionization. I support workers' rights, always. That's, like, my stance. It will always be my stance. But it's very clear that this union is not being portrayed by many people by as something that is, like, very reputable and very, like, always on the up and up and always something that's good. It can be kind of terrifying as well. So, as I said, because of that, there is an element to think about that getting someone to write for you in the newspaper seems like they're getting someone to write maybe something that is to get people to be on your side. That's the way I look at it. Propaganda.
No, thank you.
You're not
For
smiling
being
wide.
consummate professionals. You'll have this case wrapped up in no time.
Thank you. Ah! You're going to jail, Renee. Yeah, like, it's one of those things where, like, I like the way they're doing this.
Son, you've really let yourself go. It's a disgrace. But Coach Physical Instrument is going to get you back in prime condition.
Doesn't mean you call me
Even if it
Maggie.
takes 1,000,000 push-ups.
Yes, sir. Forge me into an organic steel coach.
It's going to take blood, sweat, piss,
Yeah,
and
why
tears.
piss?
But when I'm done with you, boy, you will be a master athlete.
Let's do this. I'm with you. Opt in.
Behold, world. Here walks a sportsman, hands choked and hair kept back with a bandana. The Homo athleticus.
So, we just got another thing there as well. I was gonna say that, yeah, like, it's one of those things where, like, the propaganda stuff is, like, really interesting because, again, it's like we support workers' rights, we support unions, but it's very clear that the union here is not on the up and up. So, like, anyone doing propaganda for them can be quite dangerous. Because it sells an idea, it sells an idea that might not be the most accurate. I'm not sitting here saying, like, don't please somebody think of the poor workers. Please, the poor companies. Please, somebody think of the big CEO. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that, like, it's one thing to protect everybody through a union, and which is, as I said, which would be a really good thing for protect people from union, protect the workers from union. But it's another thing to lie and possibly, jerk around your union members by telling them maybe something that might be able to lie or might be something that might not be true. Because then, like, it doesn't actually progress anything. Might just keep them under your thumb in some ways as well. That's the best way you can look at it. Is this guy like talkable as well? Or is it big? What's happening? Oh, this here? Did I collect? Is that what it connected to? Better watch it. Okay, no, should we talk to this drunk guy here right now, or should we... First, I want to check what we got here as well. Again, we can talk to everybody eventually as well, but, like, sorry, here it is. So, -2 encyclopedia. But wait, what's... Is this not bad? But it gives us... Does it give us more strength or something? I'm not sure what those things do personally. We don't have any to level up just yet, do we? We need 15 more skill points. So this is physical instrument. So it's flex power muscles, enjoy healthy organs. Physical base +4. We definitely weren't very physical, right? And for sure. Let's see what we can do here as well. Yeah, it's such an interesting story as well. So we can talk to some of these guys as well about what's happening here too. What were the options when talking to... I just want to just go up and talk to Measurehead again to see what the options were for Measurehead. Because it has been a few days since I played it, to be honest.
Last we saw, your race was being superseded by the Seminese.
We can push him out of the way. You're right to this now. I just need you to let me go into the harbor. Okay, I don't know. Okay, yeah, okay, not now. Not now. We got a lot of stuff we can deal with right now as well. We talked to this guy already at the door as well. What's this? Okay. Should we talk to some lorry drivers about what's happening? Maybe there's like maybe a shipment of Dragolas going right now. You know? Let's see. Talk to our old friend over here.
Stuck in the rain in a traffic jam, man. What's on your mind?
You seem like a man who knows about drugs.
Ah, man. Me and narcotics go way back.
Yeah. He folds his hand behind
Had
his
some
head,
good times
leans back.
surfing the psychic waves of my own consciousness, you know? But those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now. Why the inquiry, my man?
I need to get high, and I'm looking for a dealer. Let me straight here. I'm trying to figure out who's smuggling drugs at Eternal B. Do you have? Do you finance those other addictions with drug trafficking? Is this not kind of being like undercover? But I'm worried that this might just make us look like we're actually looking for drugs. You know what I mean? What if we just say this?
We have a credible lead, sir. Someone on this roundabout is waiting for a bulk shipment from the harbor to load it on their lorry and drive it to Jamrock.
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. This jam's got folks up in arms, and I'm afraid it's headed toward a conflagration.
And who do you think could be conducting the drug trade then? I don't know if we're going to get an answer about because again, I don't know if like Tommy like even knows about this right now.
Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revachol. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to probe with those questions.
Oh, well, Kirsten it's just spare change.
Huh? Oh. No, I ain't got any money.
Okay.
They don't want to pay for unfinished work.
They who?
The bosses, man.
Makes sense. I don't know who these bosses are, but I think they sound like good arrangement for them. So you broke. Got it. What else do I have to ask here? I don't know who these bosses think they are, but that's terrible. That sounds like a terrible. That sounds like a good arrangement for them.
Yeah, it sure ain't good for me. Or you. I'd spare a coin or two for a city cop down in his luck. If I had, say, 4 myself.
That's all for now. So is there anyone else here around the lorries that we can talk to? Oh, we can go over here as well. Oh, there's like so much space in this place that I haven't even looked at yet, right? Are you a lorry driver?
The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on her radio. A photograph is clutched in her hands, and there is a warm smile on her face.
That's nice.
It's the warmth of a winter night's fire. Maybe she could give you comfort and shelter. Some cigarettes.
Oh my god.
Maybe she's your...
Grandma? Snap your fingers in front of her face. Excuse me, ma'am. I'd like to ask you some questions.
No response. Wherever this woman is, your words fail to reach her.
Grandma?
Nothing. Her smile just keeps widening. Her hair is grey like
Are you
lead.
okay?
No. This one is a monster.
No,
in
it's not.
disguise.
It's not.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Snap your fingers twice?
Where am I? Who are you?
Like a magician calling a subject from hypnosis, you jolted her back to reality. That's worrying. Is she on drugs or something?
The smile on her face has disappeared, replaced by the weary aspect of a cornered beast.
He's really trying to drive it home that she's a monster. I was actually hoping you could tell me that. Are you alright, ma'am? You were out?
Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s.
In the 50s? Wait, what's about the 50s? Where else would you be then?
Back in Mefka, during the time of the revolution. The sidewalks and cafes are filled with young people. I was on my way to see a new Boyadero picture starring Gabriel Buendero.
Do you think that her talking about like the time of the revolution and stuff like this as well, like is in a reminiscent way, is like maybe feeling like because the world feels a bit more dead now, it feels a bit more drab and bitter and regretful, that there maybe at least, even though there was a time of turmoil, it felt more alive back then. It felt, you know, more energetic back then.
Until you came along, that is.
Who's Gabriel Berginero? So I take it you were in the Mesque when you were young? Sorry to interrupt your dreaming, ma'am.
I wasn't dreaming. I was there, Loman. It was early spring, and the man behind the black sun had just come out. The posters were 20 meters tall. Everything was golden.
Her eyes narrow and she appears to take your measure.
While you, people, were tearing each other apart over your petty little revolution. In Mefka, it was a golden age.
Oh no, she's saying, okay, during the revolution, Mesca was doing good. Mesca was doing great. That's what she's saying. Okay. I have some other questions for you, police questions.
Why not, Harife? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole.
She settles back against the railing of her motor lorry. Behind her, mountains of memorabilia, photos, and knickknacks lying in the dashboard. What are you hauling?
Diamonds.
Diamonds, really?
Of course not. But wouldn't it be marvelous if I was?
It'd be pretty crazy. But what are you really hauling?
Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine.
So you don't know what you're hauling in your own lorry?
I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago.
That's not good.
Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo, if you know what I mean.
Sure, but like, can we check it out then?
She says that as if something narcotic is the real reason.
What if the cargo is contraband?
Then it's contraband, Loman. What? Do you want to take an old woman in? Be my guest. Lock me away like Bad Hand Hermenegildo.
Yeah, she's kind of like pushed, because again, she doesn't seem like she's happy in life. She's like, okay, do it then, you know? You think I care? Before I came, you seemed away.
She's just a distracted old woman. We should maybe let her get back to her things.
You hear that, Loman? I don't think your partner likes you spending too much time with me.
Should you drive a lorry if you get? Well, she's not driving. Why is that, Lieutenant?
Nothing. I just don't think she's connected to anything.
Okay, I'll trust you.
Worried, but not for her. For you. What is it about this woman? If she's not connected to anything.
I don't know, I kind of trust Kim on this.
Dream is what it is.
She nods her head according to the rhythm known to her, staring at her phone in her hands. Thank you for now.
Yes, go. Enough jamboree. I need to get back to Mesque.
Her own voice trails off. Okay, so Kim thinks that she has nothing to do with this whatsoever. That's fair enough. You gotta trust them in a way too. A foreign car kept in good conditions. Is there anyone else around here who could be a lorry driver we could talk to? There's cash on the ground. It's not a lot, but we'll take it. What's this?
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. This big, heavy Grad-made machine is well kept for such an old machine.
Look in the window.
The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin with personal belongings, stickers, insignia.
What kind of stickers and insignia?
The driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. Proclamations about honor, strength, and purity are glued to various panels.
That's a bit worrying to me. What about the backseat? Because again, if you're like talking about like purity, right? Like usually when people use the word purity, I tend to think that they're not using it in a way that's like, you know, very like, you know, oh, I love the purity of this water. I love the purity of this diamond. They're talking about like purity as in like usually like something that they believe that is like superior, right? What about the back seat?
The back end of the cabin has a small perch to sleep, large ashtrays. There are several suns and wheels sewn into the curtains.
Racist nationalist paraphernalia.
Yep.
Not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy.
This is our guy? You think this lorry belongs to a tough guy?
Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his machine.
He was acting tough before. This probably scared him a bit. Who knows when it will come in handy? A slightly scared, racist lorryman.
So, the guy from before here that was hanging out here, is that what he's saying? Or is he talking about the guy here? But it seems like this guy over here was being very racist, right? Let's talk to him again, maybe?
Looking for something?
Maybe not him? You're a lorryman, right? What's your stance on drugs?
Drugs? They are shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body.
He takes a long dragging cigarette again, very ironic, of course.
You know where that shit comes from? Sarah Miriza, Safre, Ilmara. They take the money from our local junkies here and then use it to outcompete us in the manufacturing sector.
So... Okay.
They know they can't beat us in a fair fight, so they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage, racial economic sabotage.
Shut up, buddy. Shut up. Shut up. Yeah, be quiet.
The man bites his lip and drops the near-finished cigarette lingering between his fingers.
We're done for now. We're done for now. Who... Is he talking about this guy over here, maybe?
Right to work! Right to work!
Who owns this? Because he said that's our man, and so it could come in handy. It's not measure heads, right? I wonder what they mean by this anyway. By our man. Goods from the lorry have probably that are around the place as well. Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure at all. Is there anyone else we can talk to amongst this crowd, maybe? Because Measurehead doesn't... This guy? I wouldn't say it's him, though, right? That we can... Maybe it's just like right now we can't talk to anyone about this, because he said it was our guy. Maybe it just means that this is someone we have to talk to.
Man. How can I help you?
Do you have any money?
Sure thing, my friend. I can help you out.
The coin narrowly slips by your outstretched fingers and falls to the ground.
Thanks, buddy.
I'm sorry. Didn't mean to throw it like that. It's a thing we harbor folk do, passing around cargo and such.
It's okay. I know you didn't try to throw it at me.
It's not meant as provocation or ridicule.
The boyardero stares at you with respect, then gestures towards the trickles of blood adorning your clothes.
Where'd that say that? Say nothing, pocket the coin. Appreciate it.
Right, always glad to help out the RCM. We're on the same branch, you and I. Humans, I mean, not slithering scabs.
And that's so interesting as well, the way he phrases that too, to kind of be like, hey buddy, like remember, like we're kind of in the same boat here, you know what I mean? We're kind of like in the same position here. Maybe we could, you know, like just remember that, right? He's always trying to like make the conversation kind of be very much tailored to the idea of like, you know, we're the good guys, right? You know, we. Says there's like, so whoever owns that lorry is obviously who like is, he said we are guys, so maybe we have to like explore that a little bit more as well. How are we doing on experience? We have literally one more conversation, we probably will get experience as well. There was a building over here that we haven't gone into yet, I don't think. Yeah, it's this area over here. Can we go into this? Fritic. Let's go. Hello. How are you?
Welcome to Frit.
Frit,
Feel free
sorry.
to look around or something. Everything is out on the shelves.
She returns to her magazine.
What's that magazine she's reading?
Before we go on, what is Fritte?
I don't know. Frit?
Frit. Why is it written with 3 T's and what is Frit?
A 7 to 11 grocery store.
Oh, okay, so it's like a newsagents. Over here we call them like newsagents, I guess, as well. Or they can just be like a spar, like, or a gas station. Not gas stations, usually like, you know, we call them like spars or maces. They usually call them with the brand name, I guess.
I think they think that the extra T makes it funkier. It doesn't.
Okay. And what magazine are you reading?
You mean this? This is Pop Stars. It's got, like, famous people in it. It's not for sale.
So she looks at the cover boasting colorful photo of two girls kissing. This like pops up. Okay.
Looks like it also has something called Police de la Mode, featured on page 34. This speaks to you.
What's so funny about this, and it's one of the funniest lines I've seen in this whole thing so far. I approve of this. Very futuristic, you know? What do you think it is?
She pops her raspberry-flavored bubblegum and nods.
Okay. She's like, okay, cool.
The lieutenant frowns at you before turning to the clerk with an apologetic half smile.
I thought it was, okay, I understand. Okay, I want to make this clear, right? Yes, it could be so, like, fake allyship for, like, a dude to be like, yeah, look at this. Oh, 2 lesbians. Cool, right? Cool, you know? But I think there's, like, some sort of, like, you know, Hank Hill kind of middle-aged man kind of feel to someone being like, you know, oh, that's cool. I like that. That's fine. You know, it's like they don't mean harm, but they still can, like, you know, be very tone deaf. You know what I mean? But I didn't mean it like in a tone deaf way. I thought it'd be more like, you know, we're just an old dude who's like trying to be like, oh yeah, look, that's cool. You know, and again, a very Hank Hill kind of way. I think, you know, maybe I'm missing the beat here, but you know what I'm saying? Because you know that thing where it's like, the kind of like person who tries too hard to be like, hey, like, you know, I love the gays. I love them, you know? It's very transparent sometimes, I suppose. Let's proceed. I have some questions for you.
Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but...
Okay. Do you have any ammonia for sale?
She looks up from her magazine, eyes filled with tired ennui.
Yes. What we have is there, in the medicine cabinet. Go take a look yourself.
Can you tell me anything about the dead body? Can you tell me anything about the reality we're in, which is a crazy way to phrase it?
I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but I haven't seen it, so...
How long has it been there? What do you think happened? Do you know the man who died?
Not really.
So not really doesn't mean you knew him a little?
No. I didn't know him at all.
How long has it been there? What do you think happened? Thank you for your help. We know how long it's been there, and what do you think happened? We can ask, I guess.
I don't know.
No need to worry. It's just standard procedure for us to ask around. If you hear anything, let us know, okay?
Kim doing a good job reassuring her here. It's not like she's being accused of anything, right?
Okay.
Thank you for your help.
Uh-huh.
Thank you. So she said you can buy an ammonia, which... Dealing roses.
A colorful display of cigarettes and alcohol bottles line the shop wall, inviting you closer. There, in that dark green glass, all in vain. The great flowing river of warmth, wine, alcohol, beer, alcohol, love, alcohol.
Yeah, not right now. We can't look at this right now at all. Whereabouts is like...
A
ammonia?
small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo.
Just ask me if you need anything from St.
Thank
Baptiste. You. We don't stock prescription meds, but we do have Nosafed, Duramine, magnesium, and Hypno.
It's like over-the-counter stuff, I guess? That's pretty cool. Like, you can have a place where you can just, like, spend your money to buy actual, like, medicine if needs be. What is this?
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, 1 bottle equals 10 cents.
Oh, is it one of those things where it's like the thing where you can like, turn in bottles and like get some money out of it, I guess? What is it, this machine?
Oh, that's the tear machine.
But what is it? I understand now. Thank you. What is it?
It's a machine for tear. You know, you find tear outside, like bottles or whatever, and put it in the machine. Then it gives you money.
And how do I pick up tear from the machine?
You need a bag, I guess. We used to have some, but we gave them all out, so... Feel free to use it if you find
Thank you,
a bag,
yes.
though. I'm sure there are some out there somewhere.
So, thank you so much, but I can't see anywhere else where we can... Well, look, okay. We know we have something we can do right now, by the way, which we saw a bag from earlier. We saw a bag. So we can definitely go and pick that up and maybe like earn some extra cash from that as well. Possibly. What's this? Fountain, okay. And that's where the guys are playing ball as well. That's where they're playing ball. It was by the drunk dude, right? Can I be honest with you? I'm kind of feeling more and more that we should look into the... Yeah, awesome. So does that mean we can now... You hear distant squalls of seabirds? Ah, it's a cool location. Even with the melting ice, it's a really cool location. Like, this place is like the prettiest place in the whole game so far, right? A splatter of bullet holes line the wall again from those times of the revolutions as well, right? So can we just, like, pick up stuff then? No, stuff there. Oh, there's stuff over here though, right? No? Where's this location, man? This is a whole new... No, it's not. It's the apartments. And this is where Joyce would be. Joyce! I need some more money for rent. I mean, for a hotel. Can I have some money?
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Where can I get... How do I get more money? Thank you. Okay, I guess we can't ask for money directly. Joyce, I'll be back, though. I'm gonna collect some bottles, Joyce. Joyce, you're gonna see I'm gonna be rich. Beyond my own wildest dreams. Did we check out everywhere in the apartment buildings as well, by the way? Because there might be some people in the apartments as well that we... no, I think we checked out most of the place. We talked to this lady here. Yeah. Okay, we can just use this shortcut anyway. Head out here. Exit here as well. Should we go and check the body one more time as well, just to see if there's anything we can do with the body? Because like, and check, like, because again, I don't know if things like change over time or if it's a thing that we can, yeah, just to check. I'm not quite sure. Who knows? Yeah, I kind of want to look behind the curtain. Now that I know that it's like a situation where, wait, can we pick up these balls here? No? What balls can we pick up? Like, is there rubbish we can pick up? These here? Nothing seems to be here either.
There he still is, looking right through.
So we can try this again?
With his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting it is all it does now.
So, before we do that, can we put on the gloves again? And so, what with the glasses? Would that help us out or anything? Is this raise our percentages?
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below, as you breathe in,
we did it. Okay, great.
Comes over you. It's a spell of the mind telling you to run.
I mean, of course it's gonna be absolutely horrible, isn't it?
Self-empty, with your hands at your sides and your eyes squinting, you stand in it.
Step closer.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enameled boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins, and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above appears industrial in strength.
So we now can expect the body. So again, it's one of those things that we got to check. I don't know if it's because maybe we leveled up our endurance or something. Because I don't know if that's like a thing where like all of a sudden now we can do it better. But it was like 70%. So I guess it's just a chance, isn't it? Let's inspect the boots.
The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh
it does stand out,
above
doesn't it?
the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates covers them.
Okay.
Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you, out of place somehow. These are clearly not boots. They're armor. possibly part of a larger set.
So they have a piece of armor on his legs?
Indeed. Technically speaking, these are sabatons, not boots.
What kind of armor is this exactly?
Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be.
Where?
Under the heel. Fairweather. Fairweather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff.
Right. So what happened to the rest of it?
The locals probably scavenged it. It would be odd if he had more on after 7
That's a
days.
very bright way of looking at it. Yeah, because again, this isn't me talking about them in a bad way. Like they are in a situation here where a lot of them are like fighting for money. They have no money. They're working to just live. Some of them are sick. Some of them are in places that are just like broken down and destroyed. When you put people in a place where they're kind of like backed into a corner, like a lot of times like this type of stuff is like, you know, a gold mine, even if it is. And again, it shows once again that like in many cases, and many people probably feel this too, like survival in a lot of ways is more important than the notion that it's a dead body you're stealing something from, right? When people are backed into a corner and they're worried about where they're going to get their next food or anything like this as well, or like the next, you know, maybe in some cases fix, you never know what it is. It can be a thing where it's like, a dead body doesn't scare me, right?
We should keep a lookout for these species. The armor could yield information. This is one thing he might actually know.
Okay, so we can talk to Kuno about the armor. Yeah, I'm not saying, by the way, it's a normal thing that, like, again, it's meant to be unnatural, the fact that we're looking at this, that people would scavenge of a dead body. That's not normal. But I'm saying that in this situation, they're trying to drive home the idea of, like, why these people would do this. These people need money. They're living in a place that's broken down. They have no, like, governing body that, like, you know, is, like, going to give them any funding or anything like this. Not that, like, you know, that's ever going to happen. Like, not that governments support people now in the best way. I want to make that clear. But I'm saying they have nothing. Right? So scavenging off a body becomes less disgusting to people when you are desperate. And that's what I'm saying.
If you wear those pieces, it will help me protect your mortal coil.
Maybe he was just wearing these boots and there's no understood. I agree with them.
Sabatons dangle off the man's decaying form. Ageless and synthetic.
The material looks out of place here?
It is. It's expensive.
The lieutenant draws the line in the condensation on the ceramic with his index finger.
We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics.
So they're trying to, again, what a great way to drive home the idea of how, like, expensive this is by saying that, like, we would benefit from this in the police force because of, like, because of semi-automatic bullets. This could protect against that. It's just a very simple way of showing you, like, the effectiveness of it and how, like, this is something that is very valuable and desired, but it's too expensive to fund. How much are we talking about?
For a full set, about 4 years.
Jesus! I take that. That's a lot, I take it.
As a wage, it's regrettably small. But for a piece of hardware, yes, that's a lot.
How could this man afford such expensive hardware?
That's for us to find out. My initial report on the area suggests he was a security guard for the harbor company, but that's just hearsay.
Initial report?
Just something I scraped together from my station. An area report on Martinez.
I mean, that's always going to be very helpful.
He's not actually sure of that. He's just being tactful.
Yes, of course. Yes. These look pretty advanced for a security guard.
I agree. This equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford.
Yep. It's very, very expensive. Knock on the boot.
A small bell-like sound fills the air.
Oh, okay.
Like tapping on the side of a porcelain cup. Suddenly, your biceps coil up. Your elbow is sharp and cocked for a punch.
Sounds fragile.
It's anything but. This material is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads kinetic energy horizontally, from plate to plate, dissipating it entirely. See?
So even though it feels a little bit less healthy, it's actually, or less like strong, it actually is very strong. That's so interesting as well. Okay.
Faint Organic lines cover the plates where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into smaller plates until there are hundreds of them.
Like it has like
together.
A scientific reason why it's very strong.
Like the scales of some ancient white monster, cracked.
What a great description.
Early.
Should we pull the boot off?
This feels dangerous. Are you sure?
Should we? I mean, I feel like it's like it. Should we?
The stench fills your nostrils as you push downward. An ominous creaking sound.
Because we
above.
can't take the body down right now. We don't have an option to take the body down right now. So it's like one of those. Unless we do now, and like I didn't see it.
Stop!
He looks at you with the boot under your arm.
Pig's gonna pull his head off.
Brutal!
Let go of the boot.
What's wrong with you, asshole? Why's he letting Goku know?
Oh, they wanted to see it happen. So I imagine if we did that, we probably would have made these kids like a little bit more favorable towards us in some ways. Because they clearly, again, they're so desensitized to this stuff that they're more excited about the death and the gore of it than they would be like. Because again, if I was their age and I saw this happening, I would be vomiting, I would be traumatized. But for them, they are traumatized, but they don't see the effects of it in that same way. Their trauma is going to clearly, like, it manifests as them being so desensitized that they become so aggressive towards the world and so destructive towards the world, so easily disgusting when it comes to this stuff as well. But they don't see that as trauma. They don't see it as something that's affected their brains. They just see it as like a normal day.
I don't know, baby. I don't know why he's such a...
And there's the F slur.
Officer, if I may ask, what were you trying to achieve by putting on the deceased foot?
I thought maybe because the you know, like it's like we don't have the, you know what I mean? I thought, and I'm very silly for thinking this. I thought because since we haven't taken the body, took the body down yet, or taken the body down yet, maybe we had to study it from this perspective.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos and extremities blotched pink and blue.
Inspect the belt.
The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below.
Yeah, that was very
Yellow,
silly of me.
Hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, a sliding buckle ties the belt to the branch. Oh my, there's something on the belt. A familiar word that speaks to the thirst within you.
What was that? A word?
Vermilion, in yellow letters, along the length of the twisting cargo belt. Only a deep longing for vermilion golden spirits lets you decipher the fading logo of the local brewery.
This is a bad time for a drink, right? You know what's so interesting about that too? It's a very like comedic way of doing, but it's also very sad. The fact that like Kim is doing this really great detective work and like just exploring what the ceramics are and exploring all this stuff as well, right? Like he's understanding what the materials are. He's able to figure out, like, you know, he's done a pre study of this place. And our first, like, I feel like our first like unbelievably good like detective moment of like, oh, I know what this is, you know, is actually just us understanding it because it's a brewery.
Extremely.
What kind of rope is this?
Industrial strength. The kind used for tying cargo to lorries.
You know what I mean? It's like our expertise like almost start and end at like our addiction.
Like in a circus. When the circus leaves town and they tie a black-spotted giraffe to the wall of a carry pen.
I can't come up with anything other than a harbor.
Yes, it looks like they use whatever was on hand, paying no attention to not incriminating.
And that's the thing. It's like if they use this for like, because again, they did say it was it's a local brewery, so they just use whatever they have, which means again, whoever did this has no if it is someone from like this brewery or whatever as well, whoever did this has no qualms whatsoever in any way, shape, or form about the police, because the police aren't a thing here, and the union is the law as well, right? So they'd have to deal with the union. They wouldn't have to deal with the law. And it just, again, it shows that they did not give a damn. They did nothing to be caught. They did not give a damn. Oh, the dock workers, because the worker boots as well.
The brief suggested as much.
Yeah.
Politically motivated by the ongoing strike. Did you not get a briefing?
They might have forgot to brief me, but my past is undergone total annihilation, not remains. My mother, the love of my life, certainly got a briefing.
Okay. You should ask me for one the first moment we get.
You should ask me for one the moment Well, okay, that's fine, yeah. And that makes sense. But yeah, we kind of like ascertained that the dock workers would have something to do with it. Messier said there was something like that as well, that it's definitely connected. The guy in the pub was saying trouble is coming. There's worker boots everywhere. And now there's also this cargo thing tied to his neck. It definitely seems to be like to do with the strikes and all this stuff as well. And again, if it is, again, the union workers, then they had no qualms whatsoever about using materials from the docks or this brewery, because they did not give a goddamn about being caught, because they are the law. The union is the law here. They sure wanted him to stay there. The polyester seems strong.
It's not merely polyester. It's steel reinforced. See these lines? This is where the wires run. I see rabbits for more than 20 strands.
So it's like a reinforced steel. Okay.
This makes getting him down much more problematic than I had assumed.
How did they even get him up there?
A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around.
He points to the buckle, to the belt, to the branch boat. This is so horrible to say, but it's not even leveraged though, right? It's tied. So to me, it's one of those situations where, like, to get him up there, maybe he's already dead, of course, but like I'm saying that, like, yes, it would be easier to hang him there, but this isn't even. They'd have to climb with the body. That's crazy.
I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt. Buckle closes. It's what I would do.
I get
Seems
what
easier
he's
than climbing up
saying.
there.
Oh, he's right. They lassoed it first, and since it was already tied to his neck, or they lifted him up and tied to his neck, and then they pulled on the. Yeah, okay, I get it. Horrible to think about. I get it. Back off and look at the cords.
The cadaver hangs from the cargo belt, limbs limp and torso covered in tattoos.
So what we learned about this is that the boots are very expensive. They're more than just like a security officer would have. The belt shows that their dock workers definitely probably were involved with this, or the harbor workers, but they do not give a damn about being caught. Inspect the tattoos.
An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart. His corpse is marked by stars.
What will mine be marked by? That's such a dark way of looking at it, isn't it?
Alcohol and heart.
Like a way of like seeing that the tattoos are something that like designate what you did in your life, and the idea that our dead body, we're equating our future, what we think, we're thinking about mortality and death. We already talked about like, how our character clearly like, was able to make like suicidal jokes. So, yeah.
Your fist clenches suddenly.
It'll be riddled with disco.
Decay is creeping on the tattoo. Already, most of the canvas that's holding it has darkened. Now, it disintegrates slowly, letting out a sting.
Is this a map of the night? Is this microelectronic system? Is this a national pattern? Maybe Kim will be able to give some indication.
Map of the stars.
He turns around to breathe before inspecting closer.
I do see some similarity to astronomical charts. Great century Messinian, maybe. But this seems more particular. Customized somehow.
Like it has some sort of meaning behind it?
As if someone left out most of the night sky, filtering it through personal choice. The principle of this filter remains unknown to you. The thought dissipates, and you feel as though you were only half right.
I'm missing something here.
So am I.
Sudden ringing fills the air as the lieutenant pulls down the zipper of his orange jacket.
He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small lens appears. Some sort of camera.
Let the lieutenant work.
Shit, Kuno! What the fuck is
See,
that?
they have this curiosity about those with the Kuno S and Kuno.
An instant color camera.
He produces two metal capped ampoules and clicks them into place on the side of the apparatus, and the tin slots shine there. I love since we let him work, the game still found a way to explain exactly what he was doing. By having Kuno S ask about it, right?
This is the first time he openly acknowledges the kid's existence.
Because they're asking something that is like actually like kid-like. It's curious, right? It's the first time it's actually like, kind of not abusive.
I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
He points the camera at the quartz being entered, then the lens needs adjusting, then...
A sound.
Whoa. Oh my god.
By the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper.
That's so
rolling
brutal,
out.
though, like the visual of this. Because, again, we're seeing this, like, we become so used to it that I feel like now seeing it this way again, like, opens the wound of seeing a dead body once again. The lieutenant says and shakes the paper, letting it dry in the cold wind on it. A color-perfect copy of the dead man's tattoo chest. What do we need this photo for? A cool machine.
Yes, it is pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh my god. He slides the camera closed and tucks away in his belt. It is pretty cool. What do you need this photo for?
It contains insight to the victim's person.
Sure.
By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter to us.
Interesting.
Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around.
Can I have it? I should look at it later without the corpse smell.
Sure. Just don't lose it.
Hands you a piece of rolled up paper. It's no larger than a pack of cigarettes. So that's interesting as well. So he wanted people to know about this. Since we have to ask about the symbols as well, maybe we'll get closer to understanding who he was.
The glossy-eyed
A man of
corpse
violence as
looks
well.
by, his mouth mute and his skin as colorful as the chemical rainbow on the photo paper.
So look him in the eye.
Teeming with opportunistic organisms. His eyes are milky white and blind to the world, protruding comically from their sockets. There is no one home, just subaquatic terrors
Subaquatic.
there. Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside. The death's head grin has passed. What remains is an unrecognizable mess.
So they're trying to describe the process of death here, and again, it's being very poetic, but obviously, like, it just makes me kind of like feel sick.
Underneath the curdled meat, there is an expression, not carried on his features, but below, inside, an expression of pleasure.
What?
This man was experiencing joy at the moment of his death.
Should we see what this is? Tell me who you are, dead man?
I'm gone.
What is it? How? What do you mean? How are we talking to? How does this work? Is this in our head? Where have you gone? I can see you're gone, but who are you?
I'm a joke. Look at me.
There's nothing funny about you.
There is nothing funny about jokes either.
Who were you when you're like, this is so weird. Is this in our head?
A killer. A motherfucker. And a killer.
This is what the guy in the bar said as well. What the hell is happening?
Takes one to know one.
I have another question for you. I don't know. Maybe you guys can explain exactly what this is. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what this is. I'm not sure.
Go ahead, Cobbo.
Like, where have you gone?
Into the wild, pale.
How does this work? Is this like us exploring like what we think he would say, or
in the past, way out in the west?
What is happening?
What do you mean?
I'm talking to you.
It's the power of your...
The black frothy liquid starts bubbling on his lips.
Imagination.
Okay, that explains it. That explains it.
Go ahead. Ask me more questions. You fucking love questions.
And why do I love questions so much?
Because you're a copperoonie. Look at all of them go. Do you want more questions?
No, I'm good.
Your lost Copodopo would have been so primo.
The voice is so scary as well. I hate you, you stink and you're boring.
Do I remind you of someone?
Myself in the bathroom mirror is a crazy word. A baby affected with harlequism. You don't remind me of anyone.
Sure I do. You just don't want to admit
are we
it.
saying that, like, in a way, like, I do think that us saying about this body, right, him hanging there, right, you know, bloated and all this stuff from obviously the decomposition, do you think it's like us saying as our character, like, maybe we see ourselves in him because our future is also like maybe a death, or maybe it's a death where, like, a violent death, or a death where, like, you know, people will be judging us from afar, people won't care about our body, people won't care about who we are. Maybe we're, you know, feeling that way.
Maybe I was getting my rocks off.
Like, maybe we're feeling the fact that, like, this person who's just been treated like nothing, that we're gonna die being treated like nothing. First, do you have to speak like that? Why die like this? Is that anyway?
It's a mishmash, Copabolo. You think I'm Messinian, don't you? For you, this is how people from Messina speak like.
Are you from Messina?
No. My hair is too light a shade of brown. My eyebrows, too. Trust your inner racist.
I'm okay. What are you, racist now too?
You think I am. You think I was a racist because this lump looks military and has tattoos.
Interesting
That's
question.
That's called profiling.
So he's saying that we think he's racist because he has like the look of a like what you would think to be like the typical like depiction of like maybe a racist person in media or something like that as well, you know, but and maybe in that way too, but I don't know, I like it is our imagination that's putting this on him as well, so in our mind we're looking at him as a racist. Were you feeling sexual arousal when you were hanging?
Do I look like an erotic auto-asphyxiation type to you?
No, I guess.
Captain Coppadromo.
This is so weird.
I fear we are drifting away, fixating on sexuality again. Let's go with a simpler
I'm okay, this is creepy.
Come back later, Coppo.
So we can do that if we want to?
Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features.
This is...
If possible, also, see me in your dreams.
Stop. Let's not. Again, I do think it is like us seeing what could be like a future for us. So I do want to see if we can get it down as well. It's a very interesting thing to look at a corpse and feel relatability to it. But then I guess then in a way, like when we feel the sickness of like our 3-day bender and like see the harm we've caused people, you know, if we died here in this place, we would have been someone who they didn't care about. They wouldn't have given a damn about. How do we get them down?
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's done.
Step back and have another look first.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos, and as you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess.
And I keep calling it a monster, by the way, because it's become something less than like human in our eyes in some ways.
Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs, and his neck, just above the noose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green in the cold spring air.
I'm squinting him. Why am I doing this?
How should I know why you are squinting, officer?
They were asking him like he's our guardian angel. Kim, help! Why is he squinting? His eyes are hands and pink, thighs are too. That the rest is gibberish. I don't know either. Maybe I should stop.
Oh. You are trying to assess lividity.
Relax your eyes.
The monster comes back into focus, an explosion of color, coursing with dark marbled veins. His stomach appears pregnant with something. Black liquid streams down his thigh and onto his boot.
So, what do you think?
He's beaten up. See the bruises?
I do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made our jobs harder.
Yeah, the Kuno and the Kuno SI. Yeah, that makes sense.
Stop talking in riddles, coin slot.
Coin slot?
It means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up brutal like.
I don't know what to think. What do you think? And again, these kids, we have to tone them out sometimes.
I think he was upright immediately after death. Blood has gathered in his hands and feet, and his neck. The noose acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis here is in tune with the hanging. That's what I think.
Seems like a lynching to me. Could it be Scylla's death was moved? He was moved after death?
There's always a chance. We should check for ligament marks on his neck to see if they're in tune with the belt. We'll have to get him down first.
Cover your nose. Something's coming out of him.
The pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet. Purge liquid is dripping into it, drop by drop.
No.
The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time of death.
That's bad.
The fuck he saying?
Talking about shit.
Again, the slurs as well. God damn, I'm one. We got lucky.
Did we? I don't feel lucky.
Back off and catch your breath.
But there is no breath to catch. Only the cadaver filling the air and your nostrils. He slowly rotates.
It's just so horrible.
Decomposing.
Let's get him down from there.
The steel reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle of approach to the belt. The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance.
So we need some.
Even if we do, there's the question of cutting it.
Can someone else do it? Seems like a lot of hassle. Let's not do it. Maybe we should shoot him down. Maybe we can ask for help from the harbor. Can someone else do it?
Someone else? You mean like the police?
You have a point there.
Sadly, yes. The whole RCM is out there right now, doing the exact same thing we are. Are we in a rush to help them? Not with this on our hands.
He covers his nose. Yeah, he has a point that
I know it's hard, but I assure you, the others won't come to help us. And we have a growing sanitary concern here. We need to get him down.
Yeah,
Fast.
100%. We could saw the branch.
Climb up there and saw the branch?
Either of us could do it. We could use the kid's ladder on the other side of the tree.
I don't trust that ladder. The assailants didn't use it. It's rotten and less sturdy than it looks.
That's a good point.
And I don't see another good way up there.
That's a really good point. The fact that, like, you know, the assailants who did this didn't use the leverage rather than, you know, climbing the tree means that's probably not going to be good for us to use as well.
Honestly, I prefer a non-acrobatic solution to this.
He looks around and looks at you. Yeah, it's dangerous.
There has to be a less risky way, with less falling down of trees.
Maybe we could shoot him down?
Yeah! Bang bang time, pig! Shoot his head off!
No, we're not gonna shoot his head off. But again, the kids are excited about this stuff, right? They're watching this like it's a TV show.
How?
I don't know. You just shoot up there, maybe point towards the branch, shoot the belt buckle.
It absolutely will not, officer. That's not how physics work. It will maybe cut one thread.
Okay, that's fine. You know what you're doing. I don't know physics.
Yeah, now we're talking. Entertain a Kuno with some shit.
I believe Kim.
They'll miss. The pigs will miss Kuno.
Like, the way that it's just a running commentary.
The lieutenant is undecided. On one hand, he wants to shoot some gun. On the other, it's an awfully stupid idea.
Maybe it's better not to. Let's back off then. If Kim thinks we shouldn't, I'll go with him.
What else can we do?
Maybe we can ask for help at the harbor?
I was really hoping we wouldn't. The Union appeared to be suspect in this case.
That makes sense, yeah.
It seems like a dangerous route to go down.
Yeah, like if especially if they like maybe tamper with it or whatever.
Confirmed. It's unsafe.
Let's consider the other options
But
first.
what other options? The corpse twists on the belt like chicken on a skewer.
Jesus! Let's have a look at him. I'm actually going to end this video here. And I feel like this would be a good place to kind of like, you know, pause and, you know, get a good grip for what we've been doing here today. Yeah, this was like one of those episodes where I feel like we're just like trying our best to like, you know, get through like a lot of the different like little things that are happening here. Like, you know, we've kind of just like been assessing like different conversations and talking to different people about it. And really like it was also like, as I said, like as we're playing this, like a really difficult episode to get through as well for me. One of the biggest things about this game, of course, that I've said before, and I was, you know, as we're playing this, it's that it's something that like I genuinely think that is very important, is that our character is a bad person, right? And the game isn't shying away from making our character a bad person. The game isn't like, you know, trying to make you feel good about what your character's done. It's not trying to make you feel like your character is done, you know, is like a reputable police officer. It's not trying to make your character feel like, you know, oh, it wasn't that bad what you did. There's a constant feeling in this game of like letting you know that like you've affected people negatively in your life. Not just the people back at your precinct that they think you're a joke now, but the people in this place. In the short time you've been here, the 3 days you've been here, you've done a lot of damage to this place. And the already really effed up reputation that the police officers had in this place is even worse now because you were a part of this place. That's what this game is trying to tell us. And it's very horrid. It's very hard to deal with. The conversation we had with Sylvie was one of the most difficult things ever because as Calvin, also known as Romer, my whole moment here with Sylvie was me thinking that someone had done something to her in the in the Whirling Rags. Me thinking that there was a possibility that maybe Gart had said something or there's someone did something really bad. And my whole thing about pushing it a little bit was like, I can help. Whatever you need to do, I can find this person and we can help. And almost like it's almost like clockwork. The game just goes, it's about you. It's about you is who we're talking about. And that moment when that happens is such a like painfully defining, horrible moment because it once again brings you back to reality. It's like you are trying to be this good cop for you. And this is my playthrough, by the way. You're trying to be a good cop. But the big issue that's happening here with you is that you still have so much resistance in this place because the people that know you have been witnessing your actions. You've caused a lot of trauma, and the stuff you've done is absolutely abhorrent. Sylvie dealt with this on a level that no worker should have to deal with. Threats of ending her own lives, destroying the place, threatening her, destruction of our place, the constant noise pollution, the abuse, everything in between made her want to quit, and we made Sylvie feel like she wasn't safe in her own workplace anymore. That's what we did. This isn't a thing where we can like sit here and sugarcoat it. We can't sit here and act like, oh, well, like it's just like we're like the tortured character. It's really interesting. We're a bad person. What we did was freaking sucky, and it caused a lasting trauma on this young lady who was just doing her goddamn job. And it's absolutely horrible. And again, it's a realization when Sylvie talks to us over that radio. And slowly but surely, you're kind of like, oh, I did some bad stuff. Oh, I did some really bad stuff. I'm the reason. And I think it's one of those things where, like, I knew our character did bad stuff. So when they were talking about the gun stuff, I was like, oh, we did such a horrible thing. But it's when Sylvie said, like, I left my job because of you. I think it's such a striking, instantaneous, like, oh my God, we are horrible. What we did was horrible. This is abhorrent and absolutely evil. Maybe not intentionally so, but it's so dark and bad. And it stuck with me. Like, man, I had to take a pause for a second because we have a direct influence on somebody's life in such a negative fashion that they're going to feel that lasting trauma now for a long, long time. Isn't that so freaking awful? Isn't that such an absolutely awful feeling? But again, I think our character, personally, we have to face the horrible stuff we have done. Because I think anyone in like addiction knows you have to like own up to the stuff you've done. I think anyone in like, anyone who wants to get better at anything has to own up to that, is to face the things you've done, right? One of the biggest things that, I see sometimes, like, and I know there's a certain celebrity who like did some horrible stuff but they still can't take responsibility. And a lot of people say, well, your recovery didn't actually happen because while you're dry and you're not drinking, which is us now, we're dry and not drinking, but like we also have to look at the other aspects. If we want to become better, if we want to become more reputable, we also have to look at the fact that we have made people's lives horrible. We've done some horrible stuff. Not only just here, but like we talked about it before, like the people that work back at our precinct, like cared about us. They cared about us as people, as a person, but now they see us as a joke. They see us as a lost cause. Some see us as so pitiful that they want to help us really badly. Some have already tried to help us. There's this constant thing in this game of like a feeling that like we have like either let people down throughout life or we have caused a really horrible harm to people as well. And it's staring us right in the face. It's not shying away from us. It's not lying to us. It's right in our face how ultimately what awful things we did. And again, as we said, it's not a situation where, I want the game to lie to me. It's just hard to deal with. It's intentionally hard to like deal with the fact of what we've done here and come to terms with it. And we're trying our best to be like a better detective, right? We're trying our absolute best to be a better detective. But the issue is that we also have to deal with the fact that like we've already been here and the situation that we've been in has like that we've been catching up to is like, it's almost like catching up to someone that we like, that is us and we have to face, but we don't even know who that person is, right? And that's what's so difficult about this, is that coming to terms with the stuff that you did when you were in like an absolute bender and you were drunk and all this stuff as well is so difficult, because it's so easy to think that that wasn't me, you know? We're almost following the trail of a person who did all this horrible stuff that we don't even remember. And so we have to try and come to terms with this. But at the same time, it's difficult because we then have to like run face first, like almost into a lorry every single time with the feeling that we have after everything that's happened. But then again, the way I look at it is like the feeling we have, it's nothing compared to like a young lady trying to do her job and walking into our hotel room. We say, and we threaten her basically. You know, we wave a gun around. We spit in people's food. We do all this stuff. Like we are, it is nothing compared to what the people in this the people in the Whirling Rags dealt with. And that's what I think is like such an important distinction to make, and such an important thing to talk about as well. This is nothing compared to like what they had to deal with by dealing with us. I do think that it's one of those things, well, beyond like us like being like, you know, in a terrible situation and being such a horrible person, I do want to say as well that like I find the actual like the actual game itself to be like such a the game itself to be such an interesting like exploration of stuff as well. Like I feel like there's like such a like a constant look at like our own self and exploration to who we are and what we are as a person. We're constantly having to like, you know, compare ourselves to Kim, and in a lot of ways like take a look at our actions, take a step back from our actions, or we can choose to go head first into some situations too, right? But I chose my character to kind of be like a bit more maybe introspective maybe. So the issue is that I have a situation where like I am like you know, instead of trying to ignore, which again, you can do a playthrough where you're just trying to ignore all that stuff as well, and that will be perfectly fine. I think it's one of those interesting things where we have to like constantly like, you know, equate like our, like not just what we've done in this world, but also look at like, you know, our detective work. When we're constantly doing detective work, we're talking to like the lady in the store, and Kim is like going like, you know, I have to step in and do something for us. We do the squinting stuff, and Kim's like, I have no idea why you're doing this. You know, we have to constantly look at the idea that like we're not like this like really fantastic detective at the moment, and we question all. And again, other playthroughs will be different. In your guys' playthrough, you might not question anything. You might not be like, I don't care. You might be like, I don't care if I'm a bad detective. I'm going to do whatever the hell I want, and just do whatever you want. And again, that's not, you know, a wrong way to play. It's not going to be me sitting here being like, what the hell, guys? How can you play like that? Like that's like, no, it's like everyone plays in different ways, right? And that's like how it goes. Like everyone's gonna have different ways of playing. My character's more introspective, which means that we actually have a situation where like, you know, I have to come to terms with a lot, and we're facing all the very bad stuff about ourselves and facing who we are. Understanding that sometimes we say stuff that's stupid, trying to fix the stupid stuff we say, and letting like Kim like also step in and like help us with stuff too. Investigating stuff that we shouldn't investigate, but then we have to take a step back and realize, oh yeah, we shouldn't do that. That's kind of the road I've chosen to take with this character, and I'm not, you know, opposed to it. I just think it's actually really like an interesting idea for doing this, because I think it's like one of those things where like you could do a second playthrough and have like your character just be an absolute mess. You could play another playthrough and have like a character just like do some fun stuff and do some more serious stuff as well. Like it's one of those things where like I feel like it's gonna work out. Depending on like what you want to do for your character as well, I suppose it completely depends on like your perception of what the game is, and I think it's why it works so well also. But yeah, like it's a really interesting, like even like our character, like, you know, seeing a dead body and like trying to, and relating to it. That's so dark if you think about it, because then we already talked about the character like wanting to like, you know, making jokes about ending their own life. Imagine like looking at a corpse and seeing like maybe that could be me. Maybe I'm going to be the person that, like, you know, has what's going to be written on my body. Maybe I'm going to be the person that people don't think about or remember whatsoever. We have to, like, you know, look at alcohol wherever we go, and we think to ourselves, oh, should we get this? And we have to like refrain from getting it. We have to think about drinks constantly, but then we still have to like back off and be like, okay, I don't want to like get a drink right now because I think that would like ruin like, you know, this investigation. There's a constant feeling with our character that he's it always has pressure to the point that he's always like trying to push back on maybe my character, always trying to push back on like the things that are pressuring him to be maybe more bad. I think it's a very interesting way of doing it, because then we also have the character in our mind, the voice in our mind being kind of like, you suck, this is that, you're awful. And then if you think about it, our voice in our mind even like told us to ignore what Sylvia was saying and like do not internalize it. If we listened to that voice, we would never have known that it was us that actually had done the things that like she was talking about, which again is so. I think we have to. I think we have to come to terms with it. I think we have to understand our place in this world. We have to understand what we did bad. And again, if we listen to our voice in our head, we're constantly like resisting the voice. We're constantly like resisting the urge to do something bad. We're constantly resisting the urge to drink or do something crazy. And yes, we have done some crazy, like the throwing the ball. That was really funny as well. It was really funny. But that's how our character is being played. I like the different characters we met throughout the episode as well. I think that, we have the stuff like the Renee and Gaston. Seeing like, Gaston be kind of like a little bit of suck up, and like Renee being like so like, sure of himself, like very good characters like amongst themselves, like to talk about as well. Like the girl at the train station or the train was not that interesting, but again, that's, you're not gonna, and not every character is gonna be like the most interesting character in the world. And then of course, like the kind of like big thing about this whole episode was like the investigation of the body, and that was disgusting, but we were able to do it and like take a look at it, and now we have to figure out how to take the body down. But it's one of those things where like, again, it's the body hanging there is not just a thing that we can relate to as like a person, right? That's not the only thing this is. It's not just like us being like, oh man, like that could be me. It's also the fact that like in my view anyway, and this is my personal take, it's a symbol of us being like a terrible police officer. I know that's like maybe such a harsh thing to say, but like that being up there means we haven't gotten that body down within a week. It's also a symbol of a few other things as well. That body hanging up there is a symbol of people being afraid of the union workers as well. It means that the union workers have the ultimate power in this place. They are the law in this world, to the point that like they people are afraid to call the police. People are afraid to even like do anything about the body. Whatever the union says goes. Which you talked about that as well. Like that's a big aspect of this whole thing too. Is like we talked about like on several occasions how like we support unions and support workers' rights and supports all those things. But what we have now is this whole situation here with these union workers, where obviously I'm sitting here kind of like, of course I'd support a union that like is working to help people like, gain better workers' rights and stuff like that as well. But this union very clearly is a strong arm union. It's a union that is like, that seems to like, be corrupt, that seems to like be not very supportive of the people that they're trying to like, say they're protecting. This is like very much like not a perfect scenario for this union or the way that they like this union is depicted at the very least. So we're learning bit by bit that not only is this union could be embezzling, not only is this union like, have a lot of like power here, but people are genuinely afraid to like involve the police. People are genuinely afraid to go against the status quo or telling them, because again, it's something that could be like scary to do. The union controls this place. It's not just like we're helping people, it's like they run this place. And that's quite scary because again, you want unions to help people. That's what you want. But in this case, what we have is like a union that is possibly embezzling, possibly doing some drug deals, stalling this strike so that they don't have to like, so the strike negotiations won't even start. And now people are even afraid to deal with us because they're worried about what the union will say. And that's the thing that we saw already in like this place, that the people are afraid to like deal with this anyway. But it seems like even with the union is who they call. The union's who deals with it. And if the union doesn't care and the union doesn't bother with it, then then people don't bother with it. It's a very interesting dynamic. If you want to see these videos aired, you can do so on YouTube members or on Patreon for €1 or whatever is in your currency. The videos in this time slot, generally going forward, they might change around for what is going to be in this time slot going forward in the future. If we do implement that very, very soon, which again, it definitely might be happening very soon. It's one of those things where I'll let you know how that all works in the future as well. I know it sounds scary, but I actually am very excited about it. I'll be honest with you. I'm very, very excited. I'm going to tell you about it very soon, hopefully as well. If you want to see your name go by in the text credits, which is going by right now, that is the €10 tier at the Chunky Baby Gangsta tier, and you get your name in every single video in the text credits of every single video we do on the channel. And if you want to hear your name be shouted out verbally as a verbal shout out, that is the €15 tier. I can never repay the Baby Gangsta tier at €15. and you get your name read out every single video. And I'm going to read out the patrons' names first at the highest tier, that being Typharo 2, Jamie Bull, Johnny the Banana, The Ghost of Inazuma, Delicious Felix, Yuld, Anusta, Yassassin, True Peanut Butter, Peter Chelson, Leon, High Kasperian, Neo Showright, Leah 200, Malcolm Kunde, Axler 21, and the highest tier of my YouTube members, Blasco, Lusanagi, and Shen. See you guys soon. Bye bye.